little chilly.
It's a little chilly.
I'm shoving protein down my throat because I feel so guilty that I haven't been eating protein all day. Those guys are honestly so smart.
I love protein.
You do?
I had this weird thing as a kid that, like, when I was, like, in high school, that protein was going to make me fat.
Fat?
I know.
I thought you were just like muscular.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid how, like, you can get something in your head and it can be just so wrong in life.
And it stays there for years.
Yeah, and now I love protein. Oh my God, if I don't have protein, I pass out.
It's good to know that.
Yeah, right?
You're so tall and thin and modelly. I thought you were going to tell me that you don't eat anything.
No, I eat a lot.
Bless you.
Sometimes people even are like, whoa, like they're upset at me.
Honestly,
I eat so much.
bless you. How's your week? How do you feel?
Good. I feel like very black right now.
It's all right.
Like all in black. Like I'm like, yeah, my week was good. What about you? What about your week?
I don't even know.
Do you want me to review it for you?
The week?
Yeah, she cried when she started talking about Kate McKinnon's.
That was Monday.
Monday when she was crying off.
I cried a little bit on the show when we were talking about Kate McKinnon starring Night Live Open, singing Hallelujah. It was beautiful.
I think we all cried.
Right?
Then I just saw these, today it's on Facebook going around, of these young kids that sang Hallelujah in like 2015. It's so beautiful.
Wait, why in 2015?
They were ahead of the game.
Oh, it was just random kids
Yeah,
that were singing it?
right, but it was beautifully done and the whole thing. So,
oh, that's good, because
yeah.
earlier on Facebook they were going around with, remember they were having like people's obituaries, people were dying, fake deaths.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, so that got me nervous.
Yeah.
Oh, it's already
Okay,
coming off? That was literally like not even a minute.
I also felt very
You look good. You're
John
all
is
like
asking you to
normal.
take it off.
John wants you to take it all off, actually, Jasmine. All of it.
Well, fortunately I have other layers on under here, so.
Are you on your way towards something, or did you just come from something?
I just came from, I just did a radio show. But the thing is you can't actually see what you look like on
I know,
radio.
but you look really good for radio. Really good.
Yeah, I thought, I could turn some heads on air, on the radio.
Just the way your voice
Well,
sounds like you're wearing something fancy. It really does.
So, I thought for, I'd look nice for people's ears.
You look nice. What are you doing tonight?
I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure.
I love that.
Yeah, but I had a fun week. I went to the Whitney party.
That's very fancy.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, and I wore, so not about sex, but whatever. I wore vintage Bob Mackie. I have a really good friend who has an amazing vintage collection, and she rents out pieces and like most exquisite, and it was like a dress with like all sorts of sequins on it.
Yeah.
It was really fun to wear.
That's
and I got
awesome.
to shimmy.
That's awesome. When was that?
Not last night, but the night before.
She spent the night at the Whitney.
Yeah.
Shimmying.
And
Shimmying at the Whitney in her old
Shimmying.
Bob Mackie.
How do you shimmy?
Like,
She does it better than I do.
what Hillary did.
Yeah, that was
I thought that was losing.
She shimmied and then she lost him.
Anyway, so yeah, so that was, so I don't know, I might take
John wants you to
tonight.
get up and shimmy. He doesn't.
No, it's okay, John. Thank you for asking that.
I love how enthusiastic John is.
John is really, he's got a lot of powerful ideas. Is what
No,
John
it's great. He's like, the director. Like, we've got Lance, the producer. We've got John, the director.
I mean, for the most
Lance,
part.
Lance, the camera phone carrier. Lance, the phone carrying guy. Don't elevate me. I'm going to win the Emmy for carrying phones.
What are we working on this week?
This week, I'm trying to figure out my next column.
Okay.
So I'm definitely, and, I know we spoke about it a little bit last week, but just sort of how, I don't know, I went to a luncheon the other day, and all of these, I was talking to all these women, and they were pretty much heartbroken about the election.
The election.
They want your shadow.
And so, I don't know, I think that it really does play into sex and dating, and so I think I have to write about it. I think that's going to be partially my next column. I haven't figured out what it is yet.
Say, what
so I'm
is...
still figuring it out. But But I also, this last week, you know, I think everyone's sort of just figuring everything out.
Right.
I think everything is sort of up in flux. So
yeah, there's a transition team in Washington. There's sort of this social transition team in the country.
You know, I'm just figuring out how to like walk down the block.
Yeah. We're all sort of relearning things for the first time.
Yeah, I feel like I'm an upside down.
But you're not going to protest. You're not going to sit in front of. You're not a protester. I mean,
I haven't protested, but I've never felt so political. And I know women now that weren't in politics or weren't protesting or weren't, and suddenly like a fire has been lit.
Right.
You know? So I am feeling very political.
Do you think this will die down at all? Or this is you're going to see bouts of this for the next 4 years?
I think that we'll, I mean, I don't know.
That's a good answer. How would you feel if Hillary won and there were all these like protests popping up all over the country for Trump? Feeling like the country was in a terrible place, feeling like would it bother you that she won fair and square? And
no, I think it's good for people to voice, you know, to protest and to say what they believe, and you know, and not everyone's going to agree. I just think that the amount of hate that's going on right now and the divisiveness is really harmful, and that, you know, yes, we stand for what we believe for, but to also kind of be careful not to just go overboard with letting your emotions get the best of you, because that's just doesn't help anything. You know, like we start posting things, they're just super angry instead of finding a solution. So,
not to take this conversation off course. Of course. But I was part of a conversation earlier today, which I thought I would ask you about. People were making fun of being in a relationship for more than 5 years, saying that once you're in a relationship for more than, it turned out we argued and we all came to it was like 2 years. Sex goes from like twice or 3 times a week to like twice a month. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to ask a pro. Is there a number? Is there a standard that we should all live up or down to, or is it just? Why does that happen? Talk to me.
I mean, I think that, you know, that's a great question. I personally have never. I mean, that's one thing that I've never been in a 5-year relationship.
Really?
Yeah, I've been in like a 3-year relationship, but I've had like a lot of relationships.
Yeah, a lot.
So like, and then sometimes I'm like, okay, but I really want to get married, and then it's like, oh wow, I'm going to spend the rest of my life with someone. That sounds amazing, but it also sounds terrifying.
You got it.
So I mean, that's one thing is like, you know, this is my field, but I haven't firsthand experienced that. But from what I hear, is that it does at times die down, but you know keep it spicy and with imagination, and you know working with your, you know, a friend of mine just wrote a book, How to Cheat on Your, I think it's your husband. With your husband. Yeah. And so, I mean, I think that that's part of it is like keeping that, like, your imagination alive. And
it's hard for people because you get familiar and no one wants to have, you know, when something's too familiar, it's a little awkward to get crazy. Like, my friends who've been married for a long time, like, I don't know, I don't even think about it anymore.
Yeah.
Or it's hard to keep things spicy or new or different or date night or anything.
Right. No, I mean,
because we weren't made to, like, we're the only species that's with one person, right? With one mate for the rest of our lives. Like, all the other species mate abound, and they have multiple partners except for us. I don't want to talk about me. We should talk about you. I'm relationship. Did it ever happen?
John wants to know if there's a book on how to cheat with your wife with Jasmine Lobe.
That's funny. That's
funny, John.
Shopping it around, can't get a publisher.
I know. I no wonder I can't get a book deal.
I know. It's hard to get a book deal.
You know,
change the title.
But no. I mean, I think that everyone asks, you know, that's a big part. But at the same time, I think really, you know, love is when you have that love and that connection with someone. I think that you can go to those places and you can get spicier because you feel safe.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So maybe that you can pick up your, you know, get edgy in bed because you have a safe spot with with your person, you know?
I'm sorry, since I'm the butt of like all of the jokes that are being made about relationships. I'm going to point out I'm the only one here who's had 3 relationships of more than 5 years. So
Yeah, you know.
Including all of you, I bet. None of you have had more than one relationship that lasted more than 5 years.
It's sort of funny because I feel like sometimes people get or are pulled into directions where they've themselves
more than one, John,
have had issues, or you know. So in a way, I was drawn into the whole sort of relationship world because I've struggled with, you know, trying to keep a relationship going, or trying to. So often, I think that we are kind of become experts in a way about aspects of our lives that we struggle with, and we put so much time and energy. So sometimes it feels like a little like embarrassing that, you know, I haven't had that relationship, 5-year relationship, or that I haven't gotten married yet. But I think that everyone's evolving and everyone's sort of, you know, you're constantly kind of changing. So, I guess what I'm saying is I'm hopeful.
Okay. Well, that makes me feel
you know what
good.
I mean?
Yeah.
I'm really hopeful. Yeah.
I don't know if it'll change. I don't know, but
you don't know if what will change, that I'll ever be in a relationship?
No, I don't know if the concept of keeping the fire lit will ever change.
Right.
If the fire goes out, all of that just
I think that's the thing. I think it goes up and down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like some days you're in a good mood, some days you're like emotional. You know what I mean? Like that's part of it.
Yeah.
And just always find. But I really feel like the connection is the key. If you have that friendship,
then it's even more okay than not having sex all the time.
Yeah, and that leads to sex. Because that sort of connection, that you know, you get inspired, or you get something amazing happens, and then, you know, like good news or something, you go to your partner, and then suddenly there's this moment, and then that can turn
sounds like a Cialis commercial.
Well, Larry Fish is saying that he would keep the fire lit for you. He's a good friend of mine. He wants to meet you.
Jasmine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone wants to meet Jasmine. Hey, how you doing?
Everybody's under the assumption that you're married.
Yeah, okay.
So don't be taking this personal.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm feeling down today.
Okay, tell me why.
I feel down about, I know that, like, I just feel like there's like a shift in, I don't know if I'm using the election as an excuse, or the political, you know, because like sometimes we can also grab hold of something, but I've just been talking to a lot of women that feel really confused and hurt by what's happened with the election, and I just think it affects dating. It affects. I have a friend whose wife is really pissed at him all the time because Trump won.
Did he vote for Trump?
No, but he just is a white man.
Okay, well that's on her.
No, I know, but I think that people are being irrational.
Yes,
I think
they are being irrational.
There's an irrational. This is like a moment in history that's really uncertain, and it's scary, and people are not. And I just think that it's important to acknowledge that too, because it's this big elephant in the room.
Yeah.
And when you talk about sex and relationships, it's there.
Yep.
A friend of mine got catcalled the other day, and you know that's not new, right?
Right.
That didn't happen under the Obama administration.
No. She told me.
That was the first. It's the first catcall in 8 years. It's a purely Republican thing. During the Clinton years, everybody was safe from catcall. Right. John Kennedy, not a single catcall in the White House.
Okay, well you've never been catcalled, Lance.
What do you mean?
Come on, let's not, honestly, like a friend of mine, got catcalled, and yes, it happened during the Obama administration.
This is still the Obama administration.
But, okay, all right. But the point is, she felt particularly sensitive to it at this point because of all what's going on. Because of, the people that are being appointed, and,
Larry has catcalled me.
Anyway, I'm a little sensitive about this because I actually, this is stuff that, hurts women.
Right.
It's harassment. So I'm very sensitive about it.
But is this just happening now? Is it happening more now? Is it more? Are you more aware of it now?
I think there's a more awareness. There are more. I think that this whole talk about PC. I know a lot of people are upset about PC, but really we're humans with at times animal urges, right? But what I think what PC does to a certain extent is say, let's rise above and use our intellect and treat each other like like people, like not, you know, sort of
right.
like with these urges, or not say these things that, you know, let's not see a woman walking down the street and go, oh yeah, baby, babe, you know what I mean? It's just like, it makes a woman feel, or at least not, some women are like, if someone's like, oh, you're really beautiful, or that's different. Like if someone says, but if you're doing something that encroaches on a woman's space and makes her
like
feel like
Cosby
she doesn't,
during the Clinton administration.
you know, like you mean like raping women?
Yeah, but that happened during the Clinton administration.
Okay. Well, then that's,
I guess his point
then
is,
that's
well,
okay.
how is
No,
that
but this has been going
associated
on
with politics?
Well, because I think that it's really come up in the last week, and you know, I'm not just going on how I feel, I'm constantly talking to women, and I think that there's a sense of there really was sexism at play, and I think it specifically goes into conversations about sex, because a woman wants to feel safe and loved, and you know, when you're dating whoever you're dating, or and so it really, I think, has been affecting it.
Yeah.
You know, I really don't want to like just harp on politics and harp on that, but it really feels very personal to me and personal to the women that.
Okay, we have a question. I'm just not to change things, but John has a question. What's a good way to approach your partner about fantasies?
I would say, you know, I mean, different ways. It's challenging because, you know, like it's like what and you're in the middle of like a nice dinner, and then you want to, you know, that can be awkward sometimes. I think that sometimes when you're
sometimes it's not.
Well, you know, you're just like in the middle of like, you know, a concert, and you know, I think that maybe when you're like in the moment, like, you know, kind of like, you know, sort of test the waters.
So like when you're in bed already.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't encourage anyone to do something like outrageously, like to make that, you know, your partner uncomfortable. Like, you know, obviously it's a give and take. It's using your intuition, and being. I think it's all about being in sync with each other. But I don't think you can. I think it is about being in sync. So, you know, but that's a really great question, John.
Give me another question.
Yeah.
Well, John actually said it was the number 5 question on the WebMD sex question.
It was?
Yeah, like he had the other 6. I don't know. He was gonna.
That's actually a really good question.
Yeah. No, it is. It's a really good question.
I'm sorry you're feeling a little bit down. I sense it. I sense your energy is down.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I just feel...
And it sucks because A, coming off the conversation we had last week, which was wicked and wild, and B, it's a little bit of a down week. I think everyone's trying to figure out where they fit in and what direction this country is moving in and how it's going to get there, and then everyone wants to have sex. I just threw that last part in, but
no, it's true. I mean, people are, I think, indulging in like, you know, when they talk about times of war, the first thing people want to do is have sex.
Well, remember during Hurricane,
John is saying that the number one WebMD question is, how do I ask my partner if I can have an affair with Jasmine Lobe?
Oh my God. John has the ability to get me off track. I can't remember what I was saying. Every time John comes in, I forgot what I was saying.
I'm sorry. You want me to not read the?
No, you can read it. I need to be smarter.
They're LOLing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we should keep notes. Want to keep a notepad?
Well, yeah. Should I do it as the host of the show, or
no? Maybe we have Connor keeping notes.
Maybe we have Connor keep notes. Connor, maybe why don't you keep notes? He keeps texting.
Just notes of the show.
I hate this one. It's too much. It's too crazy. I'm sorry you're down a little bit today.
No, I mean, it's not so much that it's more just like, you know, wanting. Yeah, I guess
you're a little bit down, and that's totally fine.
You know, you're right, and I think that you know, we're always supposed to be so up.
Nope, there's
but
something
when there are
really
things that
real
are going
and raw
on,
and
you know, when you're talking to friends who are really upset, it's hard to always put on a happy face.
Yeah,
you know?
I understand.
Especially when you're like, you know, you want to in public, you know, on radio or on air or something, be like, woohoo, everything's amazing.
Not always.
And everything, but you know what? This is like where we are in our time right now. There's a lot of pain coming up, and when you're a sensitive person, I think you pick up on it.
I understand that. I completely
when
understand.
you're empathetic and you know. So,
no, I feel pathetic. It's true.
Did you just say?
What are you doing this weekend? What are you doing this weekend? Get that planned. You're the kind of person, I mean, you went to the Whitney this week. You have something going on this weekend that we all aspire to be able to do.
What do I have?
Getting on your blade jet, going somewhere?
I don't know. What do you think I should do?
This is my. I've had a crazy week. At like 3 o'clock, I have someone coming to help me with my hair and makeup for this event I'm doing tonight, I have to turn gears. I'm hosting this big AIDS event tonight, which
fantastic.
is wonderful.
How come I wasn't invited?
I don't know. I wasn't in charge of it. I wasn't in charge of. I just hosted.
Right.
But,
okay. All right.
A lot
John
of
says you should drive to Cherry Hill and have some fun. John, aren't you married 20 years?
So this weekend will be the first weekend I'm going to relax with the babies a little bit, work out a little.
I think
I'm
not
going to do anything from 11 to 3.
Yeah, I think I'm going to write and kind of just, take it easy because I've been going out a lot.
Yeah.
And, sometimes you just need to sort of kind of recharge and zen it out.
Do you know what? I feel like you and I should go out for dinner sometime.
I would love that.
Would you?
I mean, would love
the
that.
only time we ever hang out is when
we're hanging out with everyone and John.
Now, of course, Lance will come and film the whole thing, but other than
I'll broadcast.
Of course you will. No, the dinner would.
I'll come with the tripod.
Yeah, of course. But I feel like that's what we should do.
Yeah, I would absolutely love that. I really would. I think we have to do that.
Done.
We really do.
We're gonna go out.
Yeah.
And we are going to reset. We're gonna figure out why Jasmine's a little bit down. We're gonna figure out why
I love that you keep bringing that up.
I know.
I keep forgetting that I'm
down.
You're
down. I'm so sorry. I'm the worst. We're gonna talk about how happy Jasmine is.
and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's right.
No, you're not down.
Thanks for reminding me.
No, you were, and now you're not. Were, and now you're not.
Exactly.
No
well, that's you move through things, and
absolutely.
Emotion. But a therapist once told me emotions are like piss; they move right through you.
Yeah. I think it's only piss when it comes out of you, right? Isn't it
so emotions can come out of you too.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Let it go.
Yeah, just let it go.
Absolutely. That's what Adina said.
Yeah.
It's Adina, right?
Adina, yeah.
Or unless, as John Travolta put it, like
Adele Maxine.
Adele Maxi Patizons.
Right.
Yeah, so that's why my head was in a million places, and that's why this weekend I'm just going to relax. Although there's so little relaxing with the kiddies, but as best as I possibly can.
Well, how about you? Are your kids talking at all about what's been going on? And, they're like, what, 3? And
20 months. But the little one, it has some reservations just about his cabinet for the most part. Just concerned a little bit when you hear names like Sarah Palin for Ministry of the Interior.
She wants Captain Crunch in the cabinet.
My little one says it should be Peppa Pig and not Sarah Palin, and it's hard to argue with that because she makes a very good case. I will say. I'm kind of glad that my kids are too young this time around. I mean, let's see what happens in 4 years when my 3-year-old will be 7 and understand a little bit more. I wonder what I always wanted to do. If I was at the Today Show, I would have done this. I used to go to, I used to get a bunch of kids together, and then I would ask adult questions. Like on Valentine's Day.
Chelsea lately does that.
Does she do that?
Yeah.
I do it really
great.
I used to do it really well.
Oh my God, I bet
her.
you're brilliant at it.
It was good. I'm really good with kids, and I would ask them like, "What is love? What is Valentine's?" I did it for holidays. I would have loved to have done it for this election.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great idea.
My 3-year-old is a little too young for that, but 7, 8 years old is perfect.
Yeah.
But I'm serious about dinner.
Me too.
We won't post where we're gonna be, Lance. But it'll be fun.
I think so too.
It might be a little flirtatious. Are you comfortable with that?
I'm totally comfortable with it, especially with what you said to me the other day in the elevator.
Okay. Well. Anyway, how's your coffee? What do you got there? Latte?
It's a latte.
Cappuccino? What's happening?
Latte.
Lattes are awesome. I love them. They're made with some stuff. That's amazing.
But you know what's so great about love?
Tell me, please.
Oh God, it's so wonderful to connect to someone,
right?
Isn't it? It's like that's like okay, like sex and all that stuff is like awesome and like, but like honestly, like, don't you love love?
God, I love you.
I just want to love.
I
just want to fall in love like so badly and just like.
But is that going to take away from what you do all the time? Like, you think that'll pull away from like your focus as a sex therapist?
I just think
I always say you're a sex columnist. My apologies.
I just, I think that we're starting to realize in life things change like that. And, you have a vision, you go after what you want, but everything can happen on the way.
Yeah.
Why should you give up something that means something to you while you're also trying to get somewhere that means something to you?
Agreed.
God, wasn't that amazing?
It was beautiful.
That was just so, that just came out.
That was beautiful.
That was just one of those things,
Love.
Hallmark!
Hallmark! Get that on the back of the card right away.
But yeah, so I'm there.
Thank you. I'm glad you're there. I'm glad you're also here. So you're here.
I'm there, here,
and
everywhere.
It's good.
It's really up, good. Down, turn around.
Love it. I'll have
pokey.
I'll repeat the old elevator comment. Right back to here.
See, okay, I'm in a better mood now. So
see,
I started out down.
I didn't say it this time.
And I went up.
Yeah.
Because when you
I
was gonna do when you go low, they go low.
Oh, when they go low, we go.
I know. I have to stop. I'm becoming this activist.
Larry's getting in a cab. Don't worry.
I was on this way here. Okay, so we're gonna plan it.
Let's plan. So where do we go?
Anyway, it doesn't even matter.
Okay.
When you have a connection with someone,
the
environment is not nearly.
You guys can go to Rex.
Well, we're gonna go somewhere for a little dinner. I think.
Let's do that.
Anytime after Tuesday, because then I can eat real food again.
And drink.
So what are you doing now? What are you
I'm doing nothing. I'm just doing protein and vegetables.
Oh, wonderful.
For 30 days.
But that's food.
Yeah, but I'd like to be able to have a glass of wine.
A glass of wine. Right.
I got a glass of wine. I haven't had a glass of wine.
The other night when I was at this event, I had some tequila, and
oh, nice.
And I don't drink that much anymore, just because I like to be sharp and focused the next day.
Yeah.
But boy, I really kind of went at it.
Good stuff.
Great stuff, and I was like, wow, it's awesome.
I want to say it's awesome after having a drink or something.
Why don't I do this more
often?
You know what?
Exactly.
But then the next day, I was like, shit.
Why did I do that?
Why did I do that? The night of, I'm like, woohoo, this is
I know.
amazing.
Yeah, everyone does it.
And
everyone. And the next day,
day,
you're like, I love it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, welcome to life.
Exactly. The ups and the downs.
The ups and the downs. All right, I got to skedaddle. We are just about done with the show. I am off and running to my next big thing. It's the Treatment Action Group, TAG, the TAG Awards. Go online and support it. Super important. A lot of Hollywood, Broadway stars come together to really help back the science-funded aspect of treating AIDS, HIV. And these guys do a great job. This is my 8th year hosting this event.
Wow,
yep,
wonderful.
I do it every year for them.
Yep,
good people,
yeah.
Really great mission, really great think tank, so I'm honored to be a part of it. And they're picking me up in an hour and a half.
Wow!
And I still have to get my hair done and get dressed. Yes, I pack it in tightly.
Is it someone coming here to do
yes.
your hair? Good.
Yeah, they're coming. They're downstairs, actually downstairs now.
That's amazing. Can they just also do
yours? They do Harper's also. It's actually cute. He does a little trim here. Jasmine, you're fantastic.
Oh, so good.
So
to see
after
you.
Thanksgiving, you and I in the PM hour
I
with an adult
would absolutely
beverage.
love it. I would love it.
You're amazing. Love. You guys are great. We're going to have some fun walking around tomorrow. I'm not sure who's on the show, but Lance promises me it's going to be a good one.
We're going to be mostly walking around with 1 or 2 guests.
We're going to be mostly walking around with 1 or 2 guests tomorrow, whatever that means. I can't wait. Have a great day, you guys. Keep it real. Follow Jasmine, always. Jasmine Lobe. I didn't even say the sex columnist for the New York Observer, but all your information is on there. Peace out. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye.